Your future self already knows you're winning. This is not a motivational statement. It is not a hopeful affirmation. It is a description of the fundamental mechanics of reality. This video is the signal they are sending back through time to confirm it. What you are about to experience is not philosophy. It is physics. We are not here to talk about what could be, but what already is. The foundation for this entire transmission rests on a concept validated by modern physics called the block universe theory. It suggests that your past, your present, and your future do not unfold in a single, flowing line. Instead, they all exist simultaneously. Right now, imagine time not as a river, but as a solid block of ice. Your past is at one end, your future at the other. You are currently experiencing one specific point within that block, but the entire structure, every moment you have ever lived and every moment you ever will live, is already fully formed and coexisting. Think of it like a loaf of bread. You can only experience one slice at a time, but the entire loaf, from the first slice to the last, exists as a complete whole. This is, in its essence, non-linear time explained simple, and it changes everything. Because if the future already exists, then the version of you that has already succeeded, the version that has the love, the abundance, the health, the peace you are seeking, that version is not a distant possibility you have to build. It is a concrete destination that already exists on the map of space-time. In the next hour, you will not learn a new technique to create that future. You will learn how to receive it. You will come to understand how to recognize the tangible, energetic proof that this future is sending back to you, a proof we call the inevitability signal. This is not about wishing or wanting. It is about remembering a future that has already happened. If you are ready to stop striving and start receiving this confirmation from your highest self, hit the like button now as your first act of acceptance. This is why you feel so exhausted. It's why you feel that deep, soul-level fatigue that has nothing to do with lack of sleep. You've been fighting a war that was already won. You have been pouring every ounce of your energy, your focus, and your hope into forcing an outcome that is already guaranteed. The endless striving, the chronic anxiety humming just beneath the surface, the constant questioning of whether you're doing enough, whether you're on the right path. It's all based on a profound misunderstanding of time. You have been treating the future like an empty, hostile void that you must single-handedly build from scratch, brick by painful brick. This is the source of that specific, familiar pain, the feeling of despair that creeps back in just hours after a powerful meditation, whispering that it was all just a nice daydream. It's the ache of comparing your raw, messy, behind-the-scenes struggle to the polished highlight reel of someone else's life, wondering what secret they know that you don't. It is the cold fear of investing your precious time, your finite energy, and your vulnerable heart into a dream that, in your darkest moments, you suspect might never, ever work out. You have been living like an actor in a live, unscripted play, terrified of flubbing your lines and ruining the ending. But what if I told you that you are not in a play? You are in a movie, a time-lapse film. The entire movie of your life has already been shot. Every scene, every plot twist, every moment of heartbreak and every moment of breathtaking triumph has been captured and edited into a finished masterpiece. The final scene is magnificent. It is a victory beyond your current comprehension. The film is complete, stored in the vast archives of the cosmos. You are simply sitting in the theater now, watching it unfold on the screen of your awareness, frame by frame. This present moment is just one frame. Yesterday was the frame before it. Tomorrow is the next. You feel anxiety because you think you are responsible for writing, directing, and starring in this film in real time, but your only job is to experience your role. The director, your highest, most actualized future self, has already wrapped production. They are sitting in the editing bay watching the finished film. They have seen the triumphant ending, and they love you so much that they are leaning back from their console and whispering the ending back through time, back to the actor on the set. They are sending you spoilers. They are sending you the inevitability signal. This entire transmission is designed to do one thing: to teach you how to finally tune into that whisper, to stop blocking it out with the noise of your doubt and your effort. By the end of our time together, you will undergo a fundamental transformation. You will move from an anxious striver, constantly pushing a boulder up a hill, to a calm receiver, peacefully witnessing the unfolding of a guaranteed victory. You will shift from someone who hopes their dreams will come true to someone who knows, with a certainty that settles deep in your bones, that their success is not a future goal to be achieved, but a present memory to be felt. You will no longer hope. You will know. You are not here to fight for a future. You are here to allow a pre-existing memory to become your present reality. The struggle is over. The confirmation is here. To truly grasp this, we must first shatter the most fundamental illusion governing your life, the illusion of linear time. We have been taught that time is a river, flowing relentlessly in one direction, carrying us from a fixed past toward an unknown future. This single, flawed assumption is the source of all your anxiety, the root of every doubt. It forces you into the role of a desperate builder, frantically trying to construct a future you cannot see, with materials you're not sure you have, all while the river of time threatens to wash it all away. But what if time is not a river at all? What if it is a landscape? Physics, particularly the theory known as the Block universe, suggests that all of time, every moment that has ever been, and every moment that ever will be, exists simultaneously, right now. Imagine a long railroad track stretching across a vast continent. Your past is the city you left behind. Your future is the city you are heading toward. You are sitting in a single train car, looking out the window, experiencing the journey sequentially. You pass a mountain, then a valley, then a small town. To you, inside that train, the journey is linear. The mountain is in your past, the valley is your present, and the town ahead is your future. But if you could levitate above the train, what would you see? You would see the entire track at once. You would see the origin city, the mountain, the valley, the town, and your final destination, all existing in the same moment, laid out across the landscape of space-time. The destination city isn't being built as the train approaches it. It's already there. It is fully constructed, populated, and waiting. Your journey is not an act of creation. It is an act of arrival. This is the reality of your life, the version of you that has already succeeded, that has achieved the dream, that has found the peace, that has become the person you long to be. That version is not a distant possibility you must build. It is a destination that already exists on the timeline. It is just as real, just as solid, just as present in the grand landscape of reality as the you who is listening to my voice right now. The pressure is off. You don't have to create it. You only have to allow the train to continue its journey. This is, in essence, non-linear time explained simple. All moments exist now, and information can flow between them. And that information is the key, because across this landscape of space-time, your future self, the one who is already standing in that destination city of success, is constantly sending a signal back to you. It's not a hope, it's not a wish, it's a broadcast, a tangible, energetic transmission of information that travels backward through the Block universe from their now to your now. We call this the inevitability signal. It is the confirmation. It is the data packet that contains the feeling, the knowledge, and the certainty of the victory that is already a fact in your timeline. It is a memory of the future. The signal doesn't say, you can do it. It says, it is already done. It doesn't say, keep fighting. It says, the victory is already recorded. It is the scent of the ocean carried on the wind, letting you know the coast is near long before you can see it. It is the quiet hum of a city that you can feel through the rails, confirming your destination is just ahead, even in the dead of night. Think of a time you had a powerful gut feeling about the future, one that turned out to be completely accurate. Was that a guess, or was it a memory? This one shift in understanding, from creation to reception, reveals precisely why your old methods have been so frustrating, so exhausting, and so inconsistent. You have been using tools designed for a linear world inside of a quantum reality. It's like trying to use a hammer to swim. Consider affirmations. You stand in the mirror and repeat, I am wealthy, while every cell in your body screams that your bank account is empty. This creates a state of profound inner conflict. You are trying to use brute force to convince your nervous system of a reality it doesn't perceive. The struggle itself broadcasts a powerful signal of lack. But when you operate from the Block universe model, the approach changes entirely. You are not trying to convince yourself of a lie. You are aligning yourself with a memory. The statement is not, "I am trying to become wealthy." It is, "I am remembering the feeling of my wealth, which is already a fact on my timeline." The energy shifts from desperate convincing to calm remembering. Then there is the method of acting as if. It has always felt hollow for a reason. It feels like being an imposter, like a child playing dress-up in their parents' camouflage clothes. You are pretending to be someone you are not, and the energetic dissonance is palpable. It is an act based on pretense. The new way is not acting as if. It is acting from. You are acting from the core knowledge of a confirmed outcome. The future memory, the inevitability signal, informs your actions. You are not pretending to be the successful CEO. You are embodying the calm certainty of the CEO who remembers closing the deal. The actions are the same, but the energetic source is one of absolute, unshakable truth. It is no longer a performance, it is an embodiment. And what about vision boards? For so many unknown, they become painful monuments to lack. You look at the picture of the dream house, and your immediate emotional response is, "I don't have that." The board becomes a constant daily reminder of the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It reinforces the pain of separation. But with this new understanding, a vision board is transformed. It is no longer a wish list, it is a photo album. It is a collection of photographs from your own future. You look at the house not with longing, but with a fond sense of recollection. "Ah, I remember the day we moved in. The light in the kitchen was beautiful." You are not looking at what you want. You are reviewing memories of what is already yours. Do you see the shift? Every old method was based on pushing energy toward a distant future, fighting against the current of your present reality. The new paradigm is based entirely on reception. You are not building a bridge to a distant shore. You are reeling in an anchor that your future self has already dropped into your present moment. Think about that. An anchor. Heavy, solid, certain. Your successful future self has already lived the victory, and they have dropped an energetic anchor from that moment right into your now. Your only job is to stop struggling, stop building, stop pushing, and simply start reeling it in. The work is not to create the future, but to become an energetic match for the anchor that is already here. It is a fundamental shift from pushing to pulling, from creation to remembering, from striving to allowing. This is the clarity that changes everything. We are living inside a paradox, and this paradox is the source of all your spiritual exhaustion. We believe, we have been taught, that we must work tirelessly to create a successful future, that it is our effort, our will, our constant, grinding push against the present that forges the path forward. We believe the future is an empty canvas, a void that we must fill with our own sweat and struggle, hoping we have the right paint, the right brushes, the right talent to create a masterpiece. And so we hustle, we affirm, we visualize, we strain with every fiber of our being to build something that does not yet exist. We treat reality like an opponent to be overcome. This is the great, magnificent lie that keeps you trapped. This is why you are tired. The fundamental revelation, the truth that dissolves this entire paradigm of struggle, is this. We believe we must work hard to create a successful future. The truth is, we only need to be still enough to remember it. Success is not an act of creation. It is an act of reception. It is an act of recollection. Your triumphant future is not a vague potential you are trying to build. It is a concrete, finished memory that already exists in the block universe, and it is broadcasting itself back to you, right now. The version of you that has already won is sending you the feeling, the echo, the energetic signature of that victory. Your only job is to stop trying to shout over the signal with your own doubt and fear, and to finally listen. What if every doubt you've ever had is based on the false assumption that the future is an empty void you have to build? What shifts in your body right now if you accept it's a masterpiece that's already finished? Feel that shift, that release in your shoulders. That is the first whisper of the truth. You have been fighting a battle that concluded long ago. The victory is already recorded. This changes everything. This means your anxiety about the future is utterly and completely pointless. It is the equivalent of a character in a finished film, halfway through the movie, worrying about how it's all going to end. The character's anxiety cannot change the script. The triumphant final scene is already shot, edited, and locked in the canister. Your worry is just you, forgetting that the director, your future self, has already called cut on a masterpiece. The anxiety is a symptom of believing you are the writer, when your true role is to simply embody the character who is destined to win. This means that the work is not about hustling, forcing or struggling against what is. The real work is about aligning your nervous system with the frequency of a victory that has already happened. It's not about adding more effort, it's about subtracting the resistance. The work is meditation. The work is finding peace in the present. The work is calming your body so that it becomes a sensitive enough receiver to pick up the inevitability signal. It is no longer about pushing a boulder up a hill. It is about becoming the tuning fork that resonates with the music already being played from the mountaintop. This means that synchronicities, those moments of perfect timing and meaningful coincidence, are not random hints from a benevolent but vague universe. They are precise, data-rich echoes from your own future. They are memory fragments bleeding through time. That number you see everywhere, that song that plays at the perfect moment, that person you run into who has the exact answer you need, these are not clues you have to decipher. They are confirmations. They are landmarks on a map that your future self has already fully charted, reminding you that you are, in fact, on the right path. And most profoundly, this means that failure is impossible. The very concept becomes obsolete. There are only redirections. There are only course corrections. That closed door, that rejection, that delay. It is not the universe telling you no. It is the director in your earpiece calmly saying, "Not this way. Your big scene is over here." It is your fully actualized future self, who remembers the exact path to victory, lovingly and sometimes forcefully steering you away from the dead ends and detours that would only waste your time. Every perceived failure is simply a necessary plot twist, ensuring you arrive at the preordained triumphant conclusion. This is the great shift in approach. The old way was striving. The old way was to wake up and fight against your present reality, trying to force it to become something else. The old way was to see your current circumstances as evidence of your failure, as a barrier between you and your goal. The new way is listening. The new way is allowing. The new way is to see your present reality in all its detail, as the perfectly designed and necessary opening scene for the future memory you are now receiving. It's the difference between trying to write the movie while you are acting in it versus relaxing into your role, trusting the director completely, and knowing every single line, every single event is guiding you to your award-winning performance. You stop resisting the scene you're in, and you start looking for the direction. So, if you've been asking how to connect with your future self, you now know the answer. You don't connect, you listen, you remember, and this requires a transformation of identity. You must be willing to let go of who you thought you had to be. Let go of the identity of the striver, the grinder, the warrior fighting against the odds. That identity is rooted in the exhausting paradigm of linear time and endless creation. It is an honorable role, but the play is over. Release the title of the manifester, trying to conjure something out of nothing. You are stepping into a new identity now. You are a receiver. Your primary function is no longer to generate force, but to cultivate receptivity, to become a clear channel through which the memory of your future can flow into your present. You are a timeline witness. You are not someone trying to make things happen. You are the conscious observer watching the inevitable unfold, witnessing the bridge between the memory and the moment being built in real time. You are the living proof of a future that is already a fact, and your calm certainty is the anchor that pulls that timeline into your physical experience. You are no longer an aspiring anything. You are the confirmation. This revelation isn't just a theory. It's not a comforting philosophy. The inevitability signal is already active in your life. It is a constant transmission, say a silent broadcast, leaving tangible fingerprints and quantum echoes all over your present reality. You have been experiencing them for years, likely misinterpreting them as random luck, strange coincidences, or even painful failures. You just needed to learn how to recognize them. This is where the intellectual understanding you've just gained becomes a lived, personal conviction. The proof is not in my words, it is in your own lived experience. Here are the 3 most powerful signs your future self is sending you, the 3 primary frequencies of the inevitability signal that you have been receiving but misunderstanding. The first, and perhaps most profound, is the experience of sudden, unexplained peace amidst chaos. Imagine a moment of extreme pressure. A deadline is looming. The finances are uncertain. A relationship is in turmoil. Your logical mind is screaming, running through every worst-case scenario. The adrenal glands are firing. Your heart is pounding. Your thoughts are a Category 5 hurricane. By all rational measures, you should be in a state of pure panic. And then, for no reason at all, it stops. A wave of profound, inexplicable calm washes over you. It's not denial. It's not you trying to force yourself to be positive. It is a deep, cellular stillness that descends upon you, a quiet knowing that, despite all evidence to the contrary, everything is going to be okay. Your mind might even fight it, saying, "You have no right to feel this calm right now." But the feeling persists. It is a peace that surpasses all understanding. What is this? This is not spiritual bypassing. This is quantum physics in action. This is your nervous system receiving the inevitability signal directly from your future self. It is the energetic data packet of the already achieved outcome, traveling backward through the block universe and landing in your present moment. Your body, which operates on a much more intuitive, quantum level than your conscious mind, recognizes the signal of the future memory, the memory of relief, of victory, of the problem being solved, and it calms down in advance. It is regulating itself not to the present chaos, but to the future certainty. Consider the story of a software developer. We'll call her Anna. She and her small team had poured their life savings into a new app. The launch day was a disaster. A server crashed, early reviews were negative due to a bug they couldn't find, and their investors were calling, demanding answers. Anna was in a full-blown crisis, on the verge of giving up. That night, sitting at her desk, staring at lines of code that made no sense, she felt the panic begin to truly consume her. And then it happened. An immense total peace settled in her chest. It made zero logical sense. The company was on fire, but she felt as if she were resting in a quiet garden. She didn't have the solution. But her body knew the solution was already a fact. Buoyed by this irrational calm, she went back to the code one last time and saw the single misplaced comma that had caused the entire cascade of failures. They fixed it, pushed an update, and the app began to climb. A year later, it was acquired for a life-changing sum. That moment of peace was not a fantasy. It was a memory of the future leaking into her present. It was the inevitability signal telling her nervous system, "Relax, the victory is already written." When you feel that calm that makes no logical sense, recognize it, cherish it. It's not you being irrational, it's you being retro-causal. It is the purest confirmation you can receive. Comment below with the one sign, the unexplained peace, the irrational setback, or the intense familiarity that you now recognize as a signal from your future. Let's create a library of these quantum confirmations. The second sign is one we are all conditioned to fear, the irrational setback, the slammed door. In the linear model of time, a closed door is an ending. A rejection is a verdict. Failure is a final judgment on our worth or our path. We are taught to see these events as proof that we are doing something wrong, that we are not good enough, that the universe is saying no. This is a profound misunderstanding. Within the block universe, a setback is not a no, it is a not this way. It is your future self, the director of your completed film, actively course-correcting you in real time. It is the inevitability signal, operating not as a feeling, but as a physical intervention. Think of it as the timeline itself having a protective intelligence. When you start to deviate down a path that leads to a dead end, a career, a relationship, a project that does not serve your highest outcome, the energy of your already successful future self will create a barrier. It will slam a door in your face to force you to turn around. The pain of that slammed door is temporary. It is nothing compared to the pain of spending a decade walking down the wrong path. The setback isn't a punishment. It's a divine redirection. It is a sign of profound love from your future self, ensuring you stay on the most direct route to the win that is already yours. Let me tell you about a man named David, a talented chef who dreamed of opening his own restaurant. He found what he thought was the perfect location, a beautiful spot in the heart of the city. He spent a year securing loans, creating a business plan and negotiating the lease. 2 weeks before he was supposed to sign the papers, The landlord pulled out for a more lucrative corporate client. David was shattered. He saw it as a total failure, the end of his dream. His life's work had evaporated, but the closed door forced him to look elsewhere. Disheartened, he took a temporary job cooking for a small wellness retreat in the countryside, just to pay the bills. There he discovered a passion for farm-to-table cuisine he never knew he had. He met the woman who would become his wife, a farmer. Together, they started a small destination restaurant on her land that became world-renowned for its authenticity. It was a success, and a life far more joyful than his original city dream could have ever been. The failure of losing that first location wasn't a failure at all. It was the inevitability signal performing surgery on his timeline, cutting away a lesser future to make room for the masterpiece that was already waiting for him. When a door slams shut in your life, your old reaction was to pound on it in frustration. Your new response is to pause, take a breath and say, "Thank you. Where are you redirecting me?" See every obstacle not as a barricade, but as a guardrail. The third sign is subtle, yet powerfully strange. The feeling of intense familiarity or déjà vu when encountering something new. You meet a stranger and feel an instant, deep connection, as if you are picking up a conversation that started lifetimes ago. You visit a city for the first time but feel you know its streets, rounding a corner and knowing exactly what you will see. You read a book about a subject you've never studied and find the concepts settling into your mind not as new information, but as something you are simply remembering. This feeling is not a trick of the mind, it is a memory bleed-through. It is a momentary alignment where your present moment consciousness overlaps with a memory held by your future self. For that successful future you, this person, this place, this idea is a vivid and important part of their memory. It is a key plot point in the finished film. When you encounter it for the first time in your linear journey, you experience a flicker of their recollection. It's an energetic landmark, a signpost on the path confirming you are on the right track. The inevitability signal here is a signal of pure recognition. Your soul is recognizing a critical piece of its own completed story. These are the real signs your manifestation is close. Or more accurately, these are the signs that it is already done. The feeling of familiarity is your future whispering, "Yes, this person is important. Pay attention. Yes, this place matters. Explore it. Yes, this idea is the key. Follow it. Look at your life." These three signals, the unexplained peace, the necessary setback, the intense familiarity, are not isolated events. They are a coherent language. They form a constellation of confirmation. The peace is the feeling of the destination. The setback is the correction of the path. The familiarity is the recognition of a landmark. When you learn to see this pattern, the universe ceases to be a random, chaotic place. It becomes a loving, intelligent feedback system, constantly guiding you toward the future that is already a memory. Your job is not to fight reality, but to read its quantum fingerprints, to listen to its echoes. Feel the peace. Trust the redirection. Follow the familiarity. This is how you stop striving and start arriving. This is how you relax into the absolute certainty of your own unfolding victory. You understand the theory. You have seen the evidence in your own life, the quantum fingerprints of an outcome already decided. Now, we move beyond belief. We move beyond intellectual conviction and into direct embodied experience, because to know a truth is one thing. To feel it in your bones, to have it rewire your nervous system, is another entirely. This is the moment we stop talking about the future memory and we access it directly. So I invite you now, if you are in a safe and comfortable place to do so, to gently close your eyes. Find a posture that is both relaxed and alert. Let go of any need to make something happen. There is nothing to create. There is only something to receive. Let's begin. Bring your awareness to your breath. Don't change it. Just notice it. The gentle rise and fall of your chest. The cool air entering, the warm air leaving. Each breath is an anchor, grounding you in this exact moment, this precise frame of the film. Feel the points of contact between your body and the surface supporting you, the weight of your hands in your lap, the subtle sensations on your skin. This is the reality of the present moment, a single frame in a movie that is already complete. There is no judgment on this frame. There is no need to change it or escape it. It is simply what is. Accept it fully. Breathe into this acceptance. This moment is perfect. It is the necessary step on the path to the final scene. It is a part of the whole, already finished, already perfect tapestry of your life. Stay here for just a moment longer, feeling the stillness, the quiet hum of your own existence. Now, from this place of stillness, I want you to silently, internally, make a request. You are not speaking to a distant, separate God. You are speaking to the director of your film, the part of you that has already seen the credits roll, your own highest future self. The request is simple. Ask, grant me access to the memory of my success, or allow me to feel the memory of my victory. Use your own words, but this is not a prayer of hope. It is a request for access, like a user requesting a file from a vast cosmic archive, an archive that contains all your moments, past, present, and future. There is nothing to force. Simply ask, and then become receptive. Become an open space, ready to receive a signal. Now, let go of the specifics. Let go of what the win looks like. Let go of the house, the car, the title, the number in the bank account. Those are just props in the scene. We are not interested in the props. We are interested in the feeling. I want you to tune your awareness to the feeling after. The moment after the goal has been achieved. The moment after the finish line has been crossed. Access the memory of the great exhale. The feeling of putting down a heavy weight you have been carrying for years. What does that relief feel like in your body? Don't try to invent it. Remember it. Recall the deep, profound peace that settles in when the striving is over. The quiet morning after the launch, when you wake up and you just know it is done. It is complete. Feel the memory of that quiet gratitude. Not the explosive excitement of victory, but the deep, resonant calm of accomplishment. The feeling that washes over your entire nervous system, signaling that the battle is over and it was won. It's a stillness, a quiet confidence, a sense of rightness that settles deep in your solar plexus. Let go of seeing any images. Just allow this feeling memory to begin to percolate into your awareness. It might be subtle at first, a faint warmth in your chest, a slight softening of your shoulders. Whatever it is, welcome it. This is not an imagined feeling. This is an echo from your own future, a memory of an event that has, on its own timeline, already happened. You are simply tuning into its frequency, recalling its emotional signature. Stay with it. Allow it to grow stronger, more vivid. The memory of profound peace, the memory of soul-level relief, the memory of knowing, with absolute certainty, that everything worked out perfectly. It's all okay. It has always been okay. Now we are going to do something powerful. We are going to take this feeling memory, this beautiful, calming signal from your future, and we are going to pull it forward in time. Imagine you can reach out with your awareness into that future frame and gently take hold of that feeling of relief, of peace, of completion. And now, slowly, gently, you begin to pull it towards you. You reel it in, from the future into the now. Feel it moving through the illusion of time, coming closer and closer to your present moment awareness. And now, you draw it into your body, right here, right now. Let the feeling of that future relief saturate your shoulders in this present moment. Feel them drop. Feel the tension they have been holding for so long dissolve. Let the feeling of that future peace pour into your stomach and your chest. Feel the anxiety that lived there begin to quiet down, soothed by the undeniable memory of a successful outcome. Let the feeling of that future gratitude fill your heart. Not gratitude for what is coming, but gratitude for what is already done. A completed act, a finished masterpiece. This is the merging of timelines, the feeling of a future memory becoming a present reality. There is no separation. The peace you longed for in the future is available to you right now. The relief you were striving for is here, inside you, right now. The certainty you prayed for is your natural state, right now. This is not a trick. This is a recalibration. You are aligning your current energetic state with the energetic state of a future that is already a fact. You are becoming a vibrational match to your own inevitable victory. Breathe it in. Saturate every cell of your being with this knowing. This is what it feels like to be winning. Not loud or arrogant, but quiet, calm, assured. This is your true state of being. This feeling, is your home. Remember this feeling. Etch it into your cellular memory. This is your North Star. This is the confirmation. Sit in this merged state for another moment. Let it become your new baseline. The future victory is a present reality. And now, very gently, begin to bring your awareness back to the physical sensations in your body, the feeling of the air on your skin, the sounds in the room around you, the feeling of your own calm, steady breath. When you are ready, and only when you are ready, you can slowly, gently open your eyes. As you bring your awareness back, what is the single core feeling of that future memory you just accessed? Relief, peace, gratitude? Name it in your mind. That feeling is your new North Star. Welcome back. Notice how the world looks subtly different. The colors may seem brighter. The air may feel lighter. That is because you are different. You have just returned from a visit to your own future, and you have brought back the proof of its success. You have felt the memory. It is no longer a theory. It is a somatic fact, a resonance in your cells. You are no longer someone hoping for a better future. You are the anchor for a future that is already a fact. This is the new identity. This is the operational truth from which you now live. The person who began this video, the anxious striver, the hopeful manifester, has been fundamentally upgraded. You are now a receiver, a timeline witness. Your primary function is no longer to push, to force, to build the bridge to a distant shore. Your job now is to become the heavy, stable anchor in this present moment that allows the powerful current of your predetermined timeline to pull itself toward you, to lock into place with a satisfying, final click. Your certainty becomes a gravitational force. So how do we maintain this state? How do we live as this anchor when the winds of old conditioning and the storms of present circumstances begin to blow? We do not fight the storm. We become heavier. We become more certain. Here are the 3 essential practices to make this new reality your permanent state of being. These are not techniques to get something. They are protocols to be something. The first is your morning practice. We will call it memory integration. Its purpose is simple: to align your entire energetic field with the confirmed outcome before the noise of the world can infect you with the illusion of linearity. This is a non-negotiable, 3-minute investment in your inevitability. Before you touch your phone, before you let the emails and the headlines and the opinions of others define your reality, you will reclaim it. You will anchor it to the truth. Here is the practice. The moment you become aware of being awake, before opening your eyes, you do not reach for your goals. You do not begin visualizing the steps or the hustle or the things you need to do. That is the old energy of the builder. You are the receiver. Instead, you simply recall the feeling from the meditation we just did. You recall the memory of the feeling of its completion, that single, core feeling you identified. Was it relief? Was it a profound, soul-deep peace? Was it quiet, humble gratitude? Whatever it was, that feeling is your North Star. Your only job in these first 3 minutes of your day is to locate that feeling memory in your body. Don't force it. Don't invent it. Access it. Like loading a familiar file on a computer, feel it land. Maybe it's a warmth in your chest, a lightness in your stomach, a relaxation in your shoulders as they finally release the burden of making it happen. Breathe into that feeling. Let it saturate you. This feeling is not a wish. It is an echo from your future. It is the most accurate possible data you can receive about where you are heading. By focusing on it, you are tuning your entire being, your nervous system, your cellular structure, your electromagnetic field, to the precise frequency of the victory that has already happened. You are becoming a vibrational match to a finished reality. The most common mistake, the trap of the old paradigm, is to immediately jump from feeling the destination to worrying about the route. The mind will want to say, okay, I feel the peace of financial freedom, but how do I get the money? What are the 10 things I need to do today? The moment you do that, you have collapsed back into the linear illusion. You have become the builder again, frantically trying to lay a path to a place you already are. The goal of memory integration is to feel the destination so profoundly that you trust the route to reveal itself. You are not mapping the journey. You are embodying the arrival. Do this every single morning, and you will begin your day not with a to-do list born of anxiety, but with a state of being born of certainty. What one problem in your life right now can you reframe this very second as a redirection signal from your fully actualized future self? Decide now. The second tool is for when challenges arise. It is for the moments during the day when the world presents you with what looks like an obstacle, a rejection, or a failure. We call this redirection reframing. Its purpose is to transmute every single obstacle into a confirmation of your path. It transforms stumbling blocks into stepping stones, not through wishful thinking, but through a profound understanding of how your timeline protects itself. Remember the metaphor. Your future self is the director who has already finished the film. Your present self is the actor on set. When a door slams shut in your face, it is not the universe saying no. It is the director yelling, "Cut, wrong way. Go this way instead." It leads to the triumphant final scene. The practice is instantaneous and verbal. The moment a challenge appears, a client says no, a project is delayed, an unexpected bill arrives, you must pause before the old reaction of frustration or fear can take hold, before the story of "this is a setback" can crystallize in your mind. In that sacred pause, you say these words out loud or powerfully in your mind. This is not a problem. This is a redirection signal. Feel the immediate energetic shift of that declaration. A problem is a wall. A redirection signal is a signpost. A problem creates resistance and anxiety. A signal creates curiosity and trust. After you make that declaration, you ask one simple question. How is this perfectly guiding me toward my inevitable success? You don't even need to know the answer immediately. The power is in asking the question. Asking the question shifts you from the identity of a victim of circumstances to a co-creator who is in communication with their highest self. You move from being an actor who has forgotten their lines to one who is listening intently to the director's guidance through a hidden earpiece. The common mistake here is to indulge in the emotional tantrum. It is to get angry at the closed door, to despair over the delay, to see the unexpected event as proof that it's not working. That anger, that frustration, is you arguing with your own infallible director. It's like telling the master filmmaker, "I know how to shoot this scene better than you do," when they have already seen the final award-winning cut of the movie. Every time you face a no about a delay or an unexpected turn, see it as a loving, intelligent course correction from your fully actualized self, ensuring you don't wander down a dead-end alley that would ultimately delay your arrival at the predetermined victory. Trust the director. Trust the redirection. The third and final tool ties it all together. It is your evidence log. We will call it confirmation journaling. Its purpose is to train your brain, your entire perceptual apparatus, to see the constant stream of evidence of the inevitability signal in your daily life. Your brain has a filter, a reticular activating system that is conditioned to look for problems, to scan for threats, to find evidence for your dominant beliefs. If your dominant belief is doubt, you will find evidence for doubt everywhere. This practice systematically rewires that filter to look for confirmation of your success. The practice is simple. At the end of each day, take a journal and write down 3 things you experienced that could be interpreted as signs from your future self. 3 pieces of evidence for your new reality. These are not necessarily big, dramatic events. In fact, the signal is often subtle. It could be a moment of that unexplained peace amidst a busy day. Sign number 1. It could be a closed door, which you now reframe as a redirection. Sign number 2. It could be a moment of intense familiarity with a new idea, or a synchronicity like thinking of someone, and then they call. Sign number 3. It could be a line from a book that speaks directly to your soul. A song on the radio that answers a question in your heart. A chance encounter that feels significant. The mistake to avoid is dismissing the small things. The old self says, "That was just a coincidence," or "That's not enough proof." The new self, the timeline witness, understands that the universe speaks in whispers. The quantum fingerprints are subtle. The director communicates through small, nuanced cues. By logging these small confirmations, you are building an undeniable case file. You are creating a library of proof that your future is communicating with you, that your timeline is intact, that your success is inevitable. After a week of this practice, you will have 21 pieces of evidence. After a month, you will have nearly 100. You will have built a mountain of proof so high that the voice of doubt can no longer scream over it. These three tools are your new way of life. Memory integration in the morning tunes you to the memory of your future. Redirection, reframing during the day allows you to trust the director. Confirmation. Journaling in the evening lets you gather the evidence that the film is unfolding perfectly. This is how you stop being someone who hopes for success and become the living, breathing anchor for a success that is already a fact. You now understand time is not a line, but a landscape. You have felt the undeniable texture of a future that is already yours, a memory, downloaded into your nervous system. You have been given the tools to anchor that memory, to integrate that feeling, to reframe every challenge, not as an obstacle, but as a course correction from your highest self. You are no longer living in hope. You are no longer striving in the dark. You are living from a place of confirmed victory. The exhaustion of trying to build a future from scratch has been replaced by the quiet confidence of someone who has already read the final page of the book. You know how it ends. This is a profound shift in identity, a fundamental change in the energetic signature of your life. You have moved from being the anxious architect of your destiny to the calm witness of its perfect unfolding. This is mastery. This is the state of being from which all true power emanates. Take a moment and feel the gravity of this achievement. You have recalibrated your entire perception of reality. But receiving a signal from your own future is just the first step. It is the first, most intimate application of a law so vast, so fundamental, that it governs the entire cosmos. The mechanism that allows your future self to send a signal back through the block universe, this principle of non-local connection, is not exclusive to you and your own timeline. It is a universal property of consciousness and reality itself. This process operates through a universal law known as quantum entanglement. What happens when you realize you're not just connected to your future self, but that your consciousness is instantaneously connected to everything you desire? What happens when you realize the person you need to meet, the opportunity you wish to attract, the resources you require, are not separate from you? That they are entangled with you at a quantum level, bound by a connection that transcends space and time. You have learned to tune into one specific frequency, the frequency of your own triumph. But what if I told you that you have access to the entire broadcast spectrum? The connection isn't just a single thread stretching from your future to your present. It is an infinite web, a cosmic network, linking your consciousness to every other point of consciousness, every possibility, every reality, all at once. The inevitability signal you've learned to receive is just one conversation on a party line that spans all of creation. When you master receiving the inevitability signal, as you have begun to do today, you become a stable point in space-time. Your nervous system, now calibrated to the frequency of a future memory, becomes a powerful, energetic anchor. You are no longer tossed about by the waves of doubt and uncertainty. You are a fixed, stable, coherent point of energy. When that stability meets the principle of entanglement, something miraculous occurs. You stop being just a receiver. You become a conscious broadcaster. You stop being a passive listener to the future, and you become an active speaker, a conscious voice that resonates throughout the entire quantum field. You don't just confirm your own timeline, you begin to influence the entire field around you. You don't just pull your own future toward you. You begin to organize reality itself around your stabilized frequency. This is the next level of your power. It is the evolution from personal manifestation to conscious reality creation. You move from witnessing your movie to composing the symphonic score for the entire production. This is exactly what we will explore in our next transmission. Quantum Entanglement Explained. How your consciousness is already connected to everything you desire. We will move from the personal to the universal. We will uncover the physics that proves your consciousness is not contained within your skull, but is a non-local field that is already touching everything you could ever want. Subscribe and activate all notifications, because in our next video, Quantum Entanglement Explained, we move from receiving signals to consciously broadcasting them. You've learned to listen to the future. Next, you'll learn to speak to it. And after that, once you understand how to broadcast, we will venture into an even deeper reality with our following exploration. Parallel realities are more real than you think. Here's how to choose yours. Because once you can speak to the field, you discover you are not limited to just one timeline. You will learn how to consciously select the reality you wish to experience from an infinite menu of possibilities that already exist. This is the path we are on. It is a journey from receiver to broadcaster to conscious chooser of worlds. Go forward from this moment. Go forward not as someone chasing a dream, but as someone living out a beautiful, triumphant memory. The anxiety of the unknown is gone. The struggle to force an outcome has ceased. You are now simply walking the path of a victory that has already been recorded in the annals of time. Every sunrise is a confirmation. Every challenge is a redirection. Every moment of peace is an echo of the peace that awaits you, fully realized. The confirmation has been received. The signal is clear. You've already won. Now, simply walk the path of that victory.